I'm from country X. How do I become an optometrist in New Zealand? So this video had to be made since I've started creating content on social media, and I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but a question I get regularly and pretty much overwhelmingly is, how do I become an optometrist if I've been educated from a different country? And to keep the video nice and short, I actually don't know. I'm not an expert in that arena. I know how to become an optometrist if you were educated in New Zealand, like for example, you got a Bachelor of Optometry from Auckland University, but I have no idea how you become an optometrist in New Zealand if you were educated from elsewhere. So in this video, we're gonna find out together how to become an optometrist in New Zealand if you're educated or got your degree from another country. Okay, so before we dive into how to become an optometrist in New Zealand if you're educated from another country, I really think I get this question a lot because I don't look like I'm from New Zealand. So a lot of people from different countries would assume that I was educated from another country apart from New Zealand, excluding Australia, and I immigrated to New Zealand and I got a job here, but that simply isn't the case. To make things really clear, I was born in New Zealand. I was born in Palmerston North. I was educated my entire life in New Zealand. So I went to primary school, intermediate, high school in New Zealand, and I was educated in University of Auckland where I did Bachelor of Optometry. So that's why I actually don't know, or I can't really help people who ask, they've been from another country, how to become an optometrist here. But like I said, we'll run through how, or we're gonna find out together how you become an optometrist in New Zealand coming from a different country. So I guess the first thing we can do is we can Google OCANS. So let's do that right now. And I believe OCANS is what deals with getting registration of optometrists between Australia and New Zealand, and I believe the Pacific Islands as well. So let's type that in. Okay, so this is the OCANS website, and it might look a bit different on your computer. I mean, this is half screen and zoomed up a wee bit, just to make it a bit easier to view on the screen that you're using. But obviously you can scroll down, it explains what OCANS is. I mean, you can read that there. And to give you sort of a general, kind of very, very general approach. So you've got OCANS, which I believe it's an independent agency that issues optometry programs in Australia and New Zealand, or assesses optometry programs in Australia and New Zealand. So they're kind of like the overarching body to sort of say yes or no to optometrists in Australia and New Zealand. Then you have the individual kind of associations within the country. So Australia has Optometry Australia, and New Zealand has the New Zealand Association of Optometrists. So they deal with the countrywide issue things with optometrists. So if we scroll up to the top, it asks, Australia and New Zealand optometrist or an overseas optometrist. So for a lot of people who've been asking, I'm from country X, how do I become an optometrist in New Zealand? Not including Australian optometrist, you click the overseas optometrist option here. And you get redirected to the new page, and it provides you with kind of a flow of what to do. So it's called migration. So in order to be able to migrate towards a country like New Zealand, if you already have a pre-existing degree from another country, that involves sitting an examination. So I guess there's examination fees which we can look into. And these are our fees here for particular forms. So you're looking at quite a significant cost or barrier of cost to enter the country, and it's in Australian dollars as well, just to watch out for that. So you can see there's quite a lot of fees or exams that have to be taken, and there's quite a lot to actually do. So you can always add that up to see how much it costs. I think that's it. And there's some more information about sitting the examination and doing the examination. Let's just go back. So let me go back. And so what essentially happened is you'll answer these questions here. So for example, do you have an optometry degree? I presume most of you would, so yes. And you've got to submit this form. I believe it's form 2, which obviously costs money. We just saw that before. And you sit the examination, you either pass or fail. Obviously if you fail, you can't become an optometrist in New Zealand. If you pass, then you're eligible for optometry, but with limited practice abilities. And after that, if you continue, you need more assessment. And after that, you apply for your migration, I believe, to come into the country. So first you got to obviously get your degree, sit the examination, pass the examination, and then you'll be able to get migration into the country, I think via some sort of visa status. I'm not an expert, so you have to look that all up. And I wonder if optometrist is a skill set that's required in New Zealand. So I know in New Zealand, if it's a required skill that you have, that we need, it's easier to get a visa into the country. So let's look that up. Okay, so I'm on the skilled shortage list checker for New Zealand immigration, and I guess it's even if the skill is, it's a shortlisted skill that we need in New Zealand, it still complicates. It's not as easy to get a visa in New Zealand. It's really complicated. I've not gone through this process. My parents have, but I've not gone through this process. So this is really uncharted territory for me. And I'm just doing this out of curiosity. So optometry. So that doesn't match. But it doesn't mean you can't be an optometrist in New Zealand if you have the credentials from another country. So yeah, I wish you luck if you're in this boat. I'm sorry I can't give you a succinct answer. And I'm sorry for everyone who's sort of questioned, I've not responded. Because it frustrates me, I can't really answer the question for you. So I really hope this kind of spurs you into looking it up on how to become an optometrist in New Zealand. If you want to be from another country, I've got no idea. I know it costs a lot, it's quite hard. So yeah, I wish you all the best and good luck. And yeah, I'm kind of hoping I get less of these questions. Thanks. Stay focused and talk soon.